Welcome to Dynamo Dynamics, winning goals to digital dominance. I'm your host, Danny Perry, and with me as always is my guy, Kai. And Kai, it's a tragedy to see. Dream is over. Anyway, it sucks. This was a great weekend in Houston. Wasn't it shaping up to be a great weekend in Houston? The Rockets beat two of the top teams the top team in the league and one of the others in Oklahoma City and Golden State. And then the Astros had this epic comeback on Saturday from 7-1 down, and everything was just lining up. Houston beat Duke in the Final Four, the semifinal game, and we just knew Monday night we're going to have a championship here in town, man. And
just fell a little short.
It did fall a little short, didn't it? Fell just 2 points short, one missed shot. It really was depressing. But I guess the Dynamo won.
Yeah. I mean, we do have a lot of news for y'all today. Some good, some bad, but I think mainly good. The Dynamo winning is
good.
Very
First
good.
win of the season, 1-0 to the Dynamo.
We needed that. And I mean, LAFC was, I think right now they're sitting mid-table. So, I mean, and typically they're top table. Yeah. So really big win against them.
Yeah.
Great to see that.
Most definitely. McGlynn opens his account too with the single goal of the game.
Outside the box, low-driven shot, beat one of Danny's favorite goalkeepers of all time, Hugo Lloris.
Once a Spur, always a Spur. I still hate him.
But yeah, the Dynamo, they actually looked pretty solid. I think the whole game, it was a close-knit game. I mean, like we said, LAFC's a solid team, but statistically, we had more shots on target. I think we controlled possession better. All around, we looked better. Solid, yeah.
Well, that's what we've been waiting for all season long, is some solidity and a win. So it's good to get off that. And hopefully they go on a run at this point in time. But man,
we need to.
Don't we ever? We have the Galaxy coming up next, and hey, man, no better time than now to start a streak, right?
And we can't drop any points to Galaxy because they are in worse form than us. So if we really need a Galaxy or a Dynamo win over the Galaxy, and we're at home, so
there you go. All of the stars are aligned. Just do it, Dynamo. Let's get off this night and get rolling in the right direction. You want to make a prediction now, or you want to wait till later?
I think I'm going to go ahead with the prediction.
Right.
And you know what? I think our prediction tactic last week worked. We predicted LAFC to win, so I'm going to predict a LA Galaxy win just so the Dynamo can hear me and produce.
There you go.
So I will go a 2-1 Galaxy win.
I'm going to follow that same format. The Dynamo, there's no way they're going to beat the Galaxy. So I'm going to go 1-0 Galaxy over the Dynamo. All right, Dynamo, prove us wrong.
Please.
Again, please, we're waiting. Well, since we're on soccer and we're filming a little bit later in the week this week, we got to see the first couple of Champions League games yesterday.
Yeah.
Your team, Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan.
We can go through them first. Yeah. Bayern lost 2-1 at home. Tough loss, but like Muller said at the end of the game, we're only one goal down on aggregate. That's one attack. Let's keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things.
Yeah, you guys missed, I know Harry Kane missed a really good opportunity that he never, ever, ever misses.
Yeah.
So that would have probably made a big difference in the match if it would have happened at that time. But what else? What were your other thoughts from that match?
I mean, honestly, we looked pretty solid throughout the whole game. Like statistically, we were the better team, but we have been giving up goals to counterattacks, and that's what our late goal that we gave up. And I think the 88th minute or 87th minute, that's what we gave up. Sucks to see, but you know what? I really liked Muller's attitude about it. Like, just keep it simple. We're down 1.
Yeah,
that's not the end of the world. I've seen teams. Barcelona 2019 went up at 3-0 or 4-0 aggregate against Liverpool. Lost in the second leg.
Well, you see it all the time. I mean, a 2-1 aggregate that you can't cruise on that.
Yeah, because all it takes is one. So
that's it.
Looking forward to next week. A little bit sad about it, but I was happy about your team.
I was as well. Arsenal versus Real Madrid, a big, heavyweight battle. And Real Madrid are the Champions League specialists. They've never beaten Arsenal. Did you realize that?
Actually,
they've
not.
never beaten Arsenal. So, and that streak continues. They still have not beaten Arsenal because that was a spectacular performance all the way around by Arsenal. And I think the real highlights were, as we were sitting there watching it, two of the most spectacular free kicks that you'll ever see in a match, back to back by the same guy from way outside the box.
Yeah.
Both just beautiful, scored. I mean,
y'all need to go watch those two free kicks from Declan Rice. They were outstanding. I mean, the first one just showed a lot of finesse. He curled it around the wall. The second one had finesse and power, and he placed that ball in the top corner. It was
brilliant, man. It was beautiful to see. Yes. I've watched them both probably 100 times now, and they were so good. It takes away their third goal that they scored in that game, which was equally as nice. It was
not equally as nice. You can't put that one.
Well, think about it. This is a midfielder playing striker, who finds himself in the perfect position. He basically passes it with the side-footed into the net, curved around basically the defenders in front into that left side of the net. It was a very nice goal.
Yeah, it was nice. I don't think we'll see many more free kicks. 2 free kicks in a game, it's kind of unheard of by the same player. So
of that quality.
Yeah.
Of that quality. I agree. But Arsenal 3-0 up on aggregate, going to
the Bernabeu.
The Bernabeu next week. But you can't, like you were just saying about Bayern and Inter, you can't really relax on it because they've done this before. They've come from bigger deficits than this before, and they tend to always find a way. Real Madrid tend to always find a way in the Champions League, so that's what has me a little bit nervous. But if the Gunners play like they played yesterday,
and y'all were the better team yesterday, even if one of those free kicks didn't go in, even if y'all only won 1-0, y'all gave Courtois. He didn't have a break. He was getting he had his work cut out for him.
12 shots, 9 on target.
Yeah.
12 shots, 9 on target. It was phenomenal. It was maybe the best they've played this season. I mean, and that's with all of the injuries that they're dealing with. It's just continuous. It's in defense now. Gabriel Magalhaes is not there now, who is their top defender. All of the guys out in attack, it's just been, I mean, the left back position, it's just been a medical ward for Arsenal this year, but they're finding a way. So, I mean, I give credit to Mikel Arteta for getting them through and always putting them in the best positions to compete and win. So I like that. Looking forward to next Tuesday.
You confident?
I'm very confident. Very, 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 very confident. So, we'll see how it all goes, though. I don't want to. Speaking, I don't know if we have to do the whole Dynamo reverse psychosis thing with Champions League, but so I don't want to get too far ahead of where we are. But we can predict those 2 matches if you like.
Yeah, sure. I'll let you start us off.
I'm going with Arsenal 2-1 at Bernabeu.
Yeah.
And then let's see, Bayern, I think you guys are going to come back. I think it's going to be, you know what, I'm going to give you guys 2-0.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. I think Real Madrid will take their first win against y'all, but I think y'all will move on in aggregate. I think they'll win 2-1. And I think our game will go up 2-1 and we'll either win in extra time or penalties. I think it'll be a tough game.
All right. Well, there you have it. Predictions are on tape. We have to live with them now.
Yeah.
So Champions League, exciting. MLS, Dynamo off the snide. All of the other sports. Baseball starting. The NBA playoffs are about to kick in, and we're in the last 5 or 6 games of the season.
Yeah.
So the Rockets are looking
last 2 to 3.
Wow. So
it's come really quick. Yeah.
It's come quick. So we got a good Rockets team here in Houston that everybody's kind of pulling behind now. And we'll see. They're very young, though, so we'll see what they can do actually in the playoffs. But the big story was the Final Four this weekend here. It consumed the town with the Houston Cougars being in the mix. You guys have heard us here talking about it. And I predicted a Cougars victory. I was right about Duke, but
Yeah.
wrong about the national title game.
That game was very interesting. It was almost just a reenactment of the Duke game, and Duke dominated U of H the whole game until the last 10 minutes. U of H dominated Florida the whole game until the last
6 minutes.
7 minutes, and
neither of us could get a shot off at the end.
Good
shot off at the end.
I feel like both teams were getting decent shots. Y'all had a few missed opportunities that were just in and out. Duke had the same thing, and it was just. And then another play, you had a player dribble off his knee out of bounds. That happened in the Duke game as well.
Yep.
And it
was a devastating loss, man. It was a devastating loss. I think there was I don't want to say a collective depression, but it was just a kind of a little gloom. We were all like, I think the city of Houston, this region, was so pumped for a championship team at that level. U of H has been there a number of times before. They haven't been able to get over the hump. They've lost in heartbreaking fashion, man.
Yeah.
And if you go back through the history, and this one was really, really heartbreaking because they did get a look at the end, but he couldn't get his shot off, and he ended up, having to dribble off the floor, and then he couldn't touch the ball, and time ran out, and that's got to be devastating for Emmanuel Sharp was the kid.
I think that was probably the hardest ending to watch as a Houston fan, because
to lose by 2 points, literally by 2 points. So,
but
next year,
I guess we'll see.
It's always next year,
but that's another 11 months away.
Man.
But,
well, what did you think about the Final Four? I mean, the NCAA tournament overall.
I thought it was pretty good this year. Wasn't my favorite tournament, but just because I like to see the upsets, and I feel like this year, with the transfer portal and everything with NIL, there's less upsets because you're getting guys who are older, more mature, and
talent's dispersed more across all of the leagues.
Any mid-major guy who makes the tournament has a really good run. He transfers to a top school, so you kind of lose the upset factor that we had a few years ago whenever San Diego State was in it and FAU. But it was still the games are very exciting. I mean, you saw the top talents in the country going at it, which is good to see.
I agree. I think you get used to the upsets, or that's part of March Madness. You're okay, who's going to knock off one of the big guys? Which little guy's going to knock off one of the big guys? And we're really used to that. It has changed with the portal and NIL, but at the same time, to see 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four was also that was also a good thing to see. These are literally the top teams, and they're playing against each other, and all of the games were pretty awesome. Yeah, so I'm not really that upset with it. I thought it was a great tournament.
What did you think about the women's? Any shocks?
I thought the biggest shock to me was the way that South Carolina lost in the final. I did not expect a 30-point or however many it was
40.
It was crazy, huge blowout loss. I didn't expect that from that team. They don't have really the stars like that UConn had. Congrats to UConn, first of all, for the 12th time. But they don't have the stars that UConn has. But they're a team. They're like the Cougars, U of H Cougars. It's not a lot of stars, but you have a really good team that is very cohesive together, and they've won it a couple of times over the last 4 years, and so I thought they would win it again. But with, UConn, man,
they dominated.
Yeah, what can you say? It was awesome. So I think the women's tournament was equal to the men's, honestly. And I think that's been what's been going on over the last few years, is the interest in women's sports, especially women's basketball, has just exploded in popularity. And we're watching that as much as we're watching the men's sports now, which I'm all for.
Yeah, they're good games.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
Yeah, let us know what y'all think. Give us y'all's prediction on Champions League. No more March Madness. I was about to say March Madness, but like Champions League.
They can throw NBA in.
NBA. Maybe
don't hit us with baseball yet.
Yeah, not baseball yet, but also the MLS predictions. So we got a big game this weekend, and let's root for a Dynamo win.
There you go. So I will end it with saying congrats to the Cougars on a great season, and I think we'll be back next year, and definitely Dynamo. Let's win 2 in a row. Thanks for joining us, folks.